Om Namah Shivaya, Asanast Fire, here on the way of Dharma. Now, I know it's been a while since we've spoken. I've been quite occupied and I've been quite busy. So I'm thinking today we can have a session where we speak about the all-pervading energy. I mean the astral energy that is all around us, within us, and outside of us. How it contributes to the effectiveness of your magic, and what are some of the other things that I've observed in trying to understand this energy. So our topic for today will be based on energy, thought waves, and thought transference. So if you've made it this far and you are a new subscriber, please make sure that you subscribe as a new viewer, and make sure that you like this video, because I'm definitely sure that you will like it if you are a reasonable person, a serious aspirant of spiritual matters. So with that being said, let's get into the topic, and then we will speak about it in depth. So before we go in, I would like to ask you a few questions about this phenomena of energy. As I'm speaking to you now, the sound is traveling towards your ears through this device that we are using, this microphone and this phone that I'm using to film. Have you asked yourself, how does this sound that comes from my mouth go into your ears? How is it possible for you to receive something that comes out of my mouth and into your ears? Simply put, on a physical standpoint, this is how we might explain it. You see, your ears, they have these things, I forgot what they call them. I think it's an earlobe. They have these things. Without these things, you are partially deaf. Some of the sound gets to bypass, to actually not be caught. These things actually catch sound. So if your ears are like this, you have a heightened state of hearing things, basically. Same with dogs and any other animals. Have you seen a dog? When it hears something, its ears, they are like this. So it captures sound and is sensitive to sound. That's why it's afraid of firearms and such things. It's because of the sound is very heightened to it. So let's go back to the metaphysical or spiritual point of view of things. So this sound travels from my mouth into your ear. What does it travel by? In between me and you, the space in between, it consists of energy. This energy, it moves in waves, basically. It's vibration, basically. It's within us and it's outside of us. It is astral energy. So it is also similar to what? To a wireless connection that we have, basically. So when I say something, it travels through those waves and into you. We are connected in a very, very interesting way of wireless connectivity. This is what I would liken it to. We are all connected in that aspect. In the aspect that when I speak, you are able to receive what I'm saying. When I think, some of your thoughts, well, not some of my thoughts, well, not some of your thoughts. When I think, all of my thoughts, they affect you and you receive them, basically. So the difference is this. they are not all affecting you on a conscious level, and they are not all affecting you in ways you can perceive, basically, but in subtle, unconscious ways, it is always affecting you. You are always recording as I speak, you understand? So the fact that this sound can come to you as I speak, it's very, very astonishing. It's very, very amazing. And it's a pointer of the connectivity that we have. Meaning, I'm able to send sound to you as I speak immediately, and you will perceive and hear the sound as it comes out of my mouth. Same thing with thoughts. When I think something, you perceive it on a subconscious level or on an unconscious level, and you perceive it immediately as I take this thought out. So, what am I trying to say exactly? I'm trying to say this. The connection that we have, it's similar to the connection that you have throughout your body. What do I mean? When I do this, it's a signal from my brain to signal my hand to do this, basically, to move my hand. And it moves simultaneously with the signal that comes out of my brain. It shows that there is in no way or form a time where we are disconnected to our limbs, to our whole body, where our brain, where our nerves are disconnected from the entire body. This phenomena is the same phenomena, and it's the same connection that we have with other individuals. So now the interesting part about this, the interesting part about this is this fact. When I cast a spell, maybe to someone, what am I doing exactly? I am sending my thought to that person. So that person will receive it in their mind, and then they will act on that thought. So thought is like a seed, just like the Indian yogis would say. They would say that sadhana, take it as a seed that you plant in your mind. A seed that you plant in the soil will not grow very well while you keep on digging and looking for it each and every day. You have to put the seed into the soil and then give it time and give it nourishment and attention each and every day so that it can grow. Do not open or dig the soil. However, with bad deeds or negative deeds, you should always open up the soil to make sure that you put a disturbance to that seed, making sure that you do not let it to grow. So the seed of auspiciousness, spiritual practice, and sadhana should be left and should not be spoken about in public as public affairs or public matters. So you need to be careful of that. So now let's go back to our analogy of thought. When I cast a spell on someone, I send that thought into that person, and then it grows in their mind while they are not aware of it. And this is why meditation is also important, because you will be able to distinguish your thoughts from the influence of other people. So when you detach and stop owning up to things of the physical realm, you'll be able to distinguish that you are not thought, you are not these influences or impressions that come out of the environment and other individual human beings. So when I cast a spell on you, I send that thought into you, and then it grows. It's acting as a subtle pushing force that works from behind the scenes. Now, how do I verify what I'm talking about? Suppose I hate you, you are my enemy. I want you to, let's say maybe I want you to fall sick, or maybe to lose your job. Me wanting you to fall sick or me wanting you to lose your job is my thought. So I do a ritual based on that. I put in a few elements from nature. I put in a few elements from wherever, maybe herbs, maybe I call a spirit, and then I bind those items together, and then I also pair it with my thought, which is that of causing mischief, and then I send it out into the universe, into your unconscious mind, to affect your behavior. Essentially, that spell is my thought, and I want it to have an influence over your life. So magic is simply playing with thoughts and putting your thoughts into the universe to create a reality based on your thoughts, basically. So when I cast a spell on someone, I'm actually sending a thought to someone's mind to affect their lives accordingly. Another factor that you need to pay attention of, these herbs, these elements that you find out in nature, they have energy, basically. Why do I need their energy? Suppose maybe I want to chase you out of my house. I find a chili peppers, and then I pair it with my thoughts and affirmations, and maybe a red candle. I do that to chase you away. First of all, chilies are things that stimulate. They are stimulants, basically. So they propel or give a push to something. They force something to happen. So they might force your body to circulate blood and your heart to beat faster, to be more vital. So it's a stimulant. And then the chili also corresponds to the color red. The color red also has properties of stimulating and pushing things into occurrence. So I pair those two and my thoughts and my affirmations. It's a huge chunk of energy that I pair with my thought to bring about a change. So I do the ritual and it causes a change, and then it happens. Basically, that's why we carry or find other articles in nature or elements in nature to do ritual work and magic work. It's to pair it with our thought and our intent to bring forth a manifestation. Because you find that in some cases, the thought isn't enough, especially in affairs of affecting other individuals. It's not enough. So you'll find that finding more articles in nature will help remedy the situation. So going back to the subject of this energy it's everywhere. As I breathe, I'm able to project some of this energy to you guys. This energy, as having this physical body that we have, whether animal or humans, but the fact that we are conscious as humans of the tools that we have, I'd like to say that this is this is a blessing basically, because this body is designed in such a way that it can organize and direct energy accordingly for better magic and spiritual practice. So it's a very, very, very interesting subject, that this energy is everywhere around us, especially when dealing with the art of breath work, pranayama, and the art of qigong, the Chinese system of directing energy, qi. This energy is everywhere. It's in us, it's outside of us, it's in our wind that we breathe in. It's so amazing that just by breathing and focusing your thoughts in a certain way, you get to direct this energy to act and become a certain way. It's amazing basically. And some of the questions that I used to have as a beginner is that, how long does it take for the magic to work? So we go back to that connection that I was speaking about. When you move your limb, how long does it take for you to move your limb? It's almost indescribable, the speed of thought, basically. It's almost indescribable. So that's how fast it takes for you to manifest a spell, basically. However, now the challenge is perceiving it in all 5 senses. That's what takes time, because this physical realm is actually the last manifestation of energy. So it takes quite a while for you to perceive it in those senses. But all that I've been speaking about, all that I've been talking about in this video, it can be verified simply by doing breath work. Doing breath work, and simply by doing experiments where you can send a thought to a person, basically. You see, if you can send a thought to a person and then that person is receptive, they can immediately perpetuate your thought. And I've had experiences with sending thoughts to people. I've had an experience whereby I sent a thought to a person. It was a statement, a phrase that I said to the person. And then this person uttered out the very same phrase, verbatim. This is actually better than saying a message out loud, because for some reason people corrupt the message. So when you send out thoughts to individuals, it's much better. It's a much better form of communication than speech, basically. So speech, thought, basically action, meaning what we do, it's all designed to change our reality. If I go to the bathroom now and excrete, I'm simply changing my reality, because my reality from that point on would be that I'm pressed. I have something in my belly and I want to excavate or excrete that something. So when I stand up and I go to the bathroom, I am acting in accordance with what I want to change, basically, which is what? Removing the bowels from my colon. So the actions, the speech, the thought, the thinking, we are basically the working creator. We were created to create, basically. When I speak to you, I'm trying to create a certain response from you and from the universe. Suppose maybe I want people to be more illuminated or enlightened. So I will speak. That's creating a future, that's creating a reality. So it's a quite interesting subject when you look at it, the way we were designed and how we were designed, and what are some of the tools that we were given to work by. It's very, very interesting, and it's very, very nice to bear the fact that we are able to do these things. Anyway, with that being said, I'd like to conclude this video. I am no longer used to speaking and doing long videos. You know, anything that you don't do and revive over time, it does what is simply happening now. You become less experienced with what you are doing. Just to update you, family, guys, on Facebook, I keep on getting threads from other practitioners, especially of African origin. These West African guys, I don't know, for some reason, they think that what I'm doing now, I am turning my back on Africans. I am getting rid of my ancestors to actually worship Indian gods. I don't know how they think. How is it possible for a god to have a human DNA? If I think that an elemental is a spirit, and I speak to the elemental through a tradition that is not of my African descent, through a tradition which is still existing while my African tradition is not existing. So if I use that means of communication to the spirit, train my African brothers and sisters, and oftentimes during these arguments you'll find that they keep on mentioning the fact that I won't attain power, I won't be powerful. These are some of the few pointers that I see about my African people. It seems like they perceive me to be powerful, or they perceive me to be someone who is after power. So in some way that threatens them, and they cannot take the fact that I'm doing this and I'm doing this well. So for those African brothers and sisters who think I am after power, I really don't care about power. I just want to get out of this reincarnation thing and leave. I don't care about your herbs, I don't care what you say. Matter of fact, I don't even care about myself. What we call myself, this body. I don't even care about it. So why would I care about power? And another thing that I've noticed is that these people always test me, even though I'm not aware. They think maybe because I am talking about these spiritual matters from an Indian perspective, I'm only speaking here on YouTube. I practice these things that I speak about. I practice, and I don't know what makes you think that I don't practice these things. Matter of fact, I even have another altar that I added to my workings, basically, to basically do these spiritual works. So for some reason they think that these things that I speak are just philosophy, and I am only speaking. Because one person even said to me that they will show me meaning they will witchcraft me, basically. What is true power? They will show me what is true power. And for some reason, I'm always speaking to you guys. So I don't know if those things of theirs, they don't work, or something ever happens to them. Anyway, that's none of my business. I wanted to speak to you guys about thought waves and how I perceive energy, and how fortunate we are to come across such knowledge. What else can I say? So they think, these people, they think I'm after power, I'm after subscribers, I'm after the money that comes with YouTube, and I'm after fame. You see, this is some of the things that I don't like about African people. They are too low-minded, especially those guys from Western Africa. Because I've never had, well, I have had problems with my South African brothers and sisters telling me that I'm neglecting my culture. You see, once you study psychology and once you study the cult thinking of human beings, you start to notice all these patterns of stupidity. Basically, culture was something that was designed to basically further the genome, the genealogy of a chosen people. So they would create a culture, they would create laws, customs, and traditions on furthering their society, on keeping the civilization intact, and making sure that they don't breed a nation of vagabonds. So, to put it bluntly, culture, it's peer pressure, basically. It's peer pressure designed to do what? To keep you in check, to keep you in line, to keep you civilized. However, spirituality is something else. I go to China, I find Qi. I go to Western Africa, I find what we call Ashe. I go to India, I find what we call Prana. These are basically the same thing, given different names due to different traditions and cultures. But it's the same thing. So that's spirituality. So if I'm able to do a certain practice of Kundalini Yoga, I can guarantee you there's such a practice of Qigong in China, in Taoism, in Buddhism, that is designed to raise that fire of the gods. So if someone says I'm neglecting my culture to practice that of someone else, and then all spiritual systems, they speak about this fire of the gods, which culture are you talking about? Are these people trying to say that I'm practicing Indian culture? Do I eat Indian food? Do I speak like Indian people? Do I dress like Indian people? Do I do that? These people, they don't know me. They've never lived with me. Even my accent, you can hear it in my accent. I'm not even trying to twang or slang or do whatever that the hip-hop guys that are doing. I'm not imitating a certain lifestyle. Anyway, I don't have time to be explaining myself to you. With that being said, please make sure that you do subscribe, hit the like button, and do send your comments in the comment section about certain questions and what you would like me to speak about in the future. Thank you. Namaste.